Hello, I'm Ambience and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about 24 future features coming to Minecraft, and by that I mean features that have been mentioned by developers but not for a specific update. So these aren't specifically for 1.9 or 1.10 for instance, but they are coming to the future, they are planned by developers, and I thought they'd be cool to share because I've done this before for 3 or 4 features in one video, covering stuff like the Red Dragon before, but I figured what would be cool is to just go through 20, ideas all in one video and let you know about what the future of Minecraft looks like, all in one big package. So that's what I'm doing in today's video. Please do like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you like seeing this, future feature stuff. And let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start by talking about the very first one here, which is actually a feature which not suggested a few years ago, but mentioned could be tricky, and that is ocean ambience. So ocean ambience, if you are wondering, is, kind of making the oceans feel a bit more like a real ocean, because right now it's just a big puddle of water if you really think about it, whereas you could make it so to, differentiate between the ocean and just a river or a pond or something. You can have fishes swimming around, so there's something to catch there. You can make it so there's coral at the bottom. Just making the ocean feel a bit more, like an ocean is something that, Notch wanted to do, and presumably someone on the development team will be doing at some point. I think that could be a cool feature for the 1.9 or 1.10 update, and yeah, ocean ambience will be coming at some point to kind of make that biome feel more real. Another one that was suggested at the same sort of time was animated swinging doors. So this was something that was shown to be working a couple of years ago. The reason they didn't put it in the game is probably because it looked a bit weird, but actually having, animations for the sort of stuff that just automatically happens right now is something they did want to do, a couple of years ago. Maybe they scrapped the idea because, having a door which actually swings open could be weird, but it was one of the things they were in fact working on. So next up we have new ores and cave types. So this is something that, the miners like myself out there always really looking forward to, because right now you just have, those caves that spawn. It's kind of the same, system over and over again, and sure you can get ravines and stuff to make it a little bit better, but I think, having a bunch of different types of caves down there would make it more interesting, and new ores could be really cool. I mean, like I've mentioned this a billion times, but for the combat update, they should add a 5th type of armor, make it somewhere between iron and diamond, and have some benefits over diamond, and some benefits below iron. Make, interesting sets of armor. I think you could do that by having a new type of ore. Even if you don't want to use it for that, just having, like a, let's say a mithril ore that makes a mithril block, that could be a really cool thing. So yeah, I'd love to see a, dark blue block, and I think new ores and cave types are just a cool idea for people who like mining like myself. Next up, we have bud switches. So this is something that currently exists, but you have to do some weird redstone stuff, but basically just having a block which, acts as a block update detector. So they said they wanted this, again, a few years ago, for use in redstone circuitry. I guess maybe they had problems implementing it, and maybe, they just didn't want to put it in the redstone update, but still, it's one of those ideas that a lot of people are going to be pestering them about, so a bud switch is something that will presumably be coming soon. Next up, we have some more naturally spawning stuff, which comes in the form of cherry trees. So I think I've mentioned this in a video before, but cherry trees are a really cool looking tree in real life, and to have them in Minecraft would be pretty awesome. So I don't know, which biome they put them in, like, maybe they'd have to pick a new biome for cherry trees, but they have said they want to have them, and given that, the number of trees in Minecraft has always been expanding, it's 3, then it's 4, then it's 6, I don't see why they shouldn't have a 7th and an 8th, and just keep expanding while there's, new things to play around with. Yeah, I'd love to see cherry trees and, another kind of like expanding the world update. So next up we have colliding clouds. Right now clouds are just, in kind of translucent blobs in the sky that get in your way. Having them collide with each other could make a more realistic sky. It's something they've stated they want to do in the future. Next up we have vertical redstone. Again, this is the sort of thing that seems kind of logical, just like, okay, so you want to have a redstone trail going from here to here. Right now you have to kind of make a staircase and make it climb that way, even though, redstone can go vertically, it only goes vertically on staircases. So making it go on the walls is something that seems like it makes sense. The only problems with that is, how you make that count in the block. I can see some issues with it, but I think vertical redstone, if they're going to do another redstone based update, is one of the things they need to have in there, because it can do so many cool things. So next up we have ability to design the villager buildings. So this would be a really, really, weird thing to do, but actually being able to, play around with what your villagers will look like is something they've stated they want to do, which I thought was quite cool, because right now, your villager, because it's really tricky to actually make stuff happen, your villager building is just, your door with a block above it. They could actually make it a bit more, complex, and once they do that, they can make it so you can design villager buildings in a really cool way. For those of you who like your PvP, this is one that was from way, 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 way back when, Minecraft was just a few days old, and, that makes you think maybe it won't be invented, but it's the sort of thing that I still think would be so cool. But basically, back in the very early days of Minecraft, Notch did mention he wanted to have 2 more game modes in the game: Team Survival Mode and Fortress Mode. So Fortress Mode would be where you get, you build your own fortresses between your teams, and then you'll fight up against each other, and it combines the 2 maps. And Team Survival Mode would, of course, be, 2 teams of players, last, team alive wins. I think these could still be some pretty cool things. Maybe they don't implement them because it, puts violence in Minecraft, but let's be real, you can punch cows to death. I mean, would it be so bad to have a Fortress Mode? I don't think so. It's probably not that high on their priority list, but I imagine Minecraft Realms will do something like that soon, because it's such a cool idea. Next up, we have Mesa Temples. This would be a pretty simple, element to put in the environment, just make it so, there's a brand new thing to see. I think a Mesa Temple would be one of the cooler ones, because we have a Desert Temple, a Jungle Temple, and kind of like a Swamp exclusive one, but I think every biome should have something unique in there, just so, when you go to these cool biomes, you have something to actually look around for and maybe find. So Mesa Temple would be really cool in my opinion, if not for the loot, if, just to how it could look and make the place look cooler. So next up we have a brand new mob suggestion. This is one that Dinnerbone's wanted for a while. He wants a lot of mobs in the game, but it is turtles. So turtles have been suggested as coming to the future of Minecraft. I remember back when the new end was revealed, a lot of people thought it was a massive turtle because, he revealed it in that way. He made the end look like a turtle, and that's how much he loves his turtles. So also we have the hug animation. So this has technically been in the game in the Love and Hugs update, which is an April 4 update, but if we're talking about the real game, they have said they wanted to do, like a hug animation, and, maybe they were being semi-sarcastic when they said that, but still, I think it would be really cool if you could hug other players in Minecraft, and, sometimes you need to be like, yeah, good job, and you can't really do that by punching them, so you hug them, and that could be bad for PvP and stuff, but I think it's a great idea anyway. Next up, we have improved camera control. So, right now, the single player, just playing from first person camera control, that's entirely fine, but I think when you go into third person, it's just, it can clearly do with some work. I mean, you compare Minecraft third person to any other major game, and you're like, oh yeah, this sucks. So I think being able to have like a smart camera, which could maybe follow you around or do something kind of cool, I think that'd be pretty interesting. So yeah, I'd love to see, improved camera controls in Minecraft. I think that'd be pretty awesome. So yeah, third person camera controls definitely need some work. Next up, we have Scarecrows. So this is almost covered by armor stands, but I think it still could be invented by itself, because right now, when you have a wheat field, there's not really too much you can add in there. Like, you can make your own Scarecrow, but it's not going to look too great. And yeah, you just kind of have to make a farm look good by having it be weird borders. So if you wanted to have a cool looking wheat farm that actually, kind of scared off birds, not that there are birds to scare off, but it could be cool to have a Scarecrow in there just to kind of make your farms look more realistic. I think it'd be cool, and again, it's kind of covered by the armor stand, and you can kind of make it almost look like a Scarecrow, but an actual Scarecrow block would still be quite cool, and like I said, they mentioned they want to put it in the game, so it could be coming at some point. Also, we have treasure maps and cave maps as suggestions. So, cave maps would of course be a way to map where you've been in a cave. I think that it'd be tricky to, make happen, but I think if you could, it'd be so useful for those massive caves, and treasure maps would be so cool. So, right now, when you get loot from a chest, rare loot, sometimes you get stuff that's cool, like a saddle or horse armor, and that's all fine and dandy, but imagine you go in that chest and you find a treasure map, and that treasure map's like, ooh, there's an X over there. That'd be an amazing little side quest to do in Minecraft, and since you have to look for it anyway, I think it should be a cool way to take one thing to another, and then from those treasure map like locations, you could make like a special set of rare loot that you're really excited for, and that way, you'd go around looking for those maps, and when you finally find one, because you can also make it like a 1 in 1,000 chance drop, you can make it just like a really tricky thing to get, like you can fish for it very rarely, you can kill for it very rarely, or it can naturally spawn very rarely, and then you can find these super rare things. I think it would be really cool personally, and that's why I think treasure maps would be awesome, but that's just my opinion on it. Maybe you all have your own differing ones. Next up, we have fireworks having effects on mobs, such as scaring wolves. I think this would be pretty cool, because if only for the, the fact that it would give fireworks some effect on the game, because right now they're just a pretty thing in the sky that lags the game sometimes. I think it'd be cool if, for instance, in PvP, you can make it so like, oh, that guy's got loads of wolves, good thing I have a firework, and I could just see something happening with that. I think it'd be a cool small thing to implement, and yeah, fireworks affecting mobs, definitely a cool idea. In-game lore is something they've also said they want to have. Right now, Minecraft doesn't really have a story. We know, Steve's name is Steve, Alex's name is Alex, and Gene, the Ender Dragon's name is Gene, but there's not really story between them. Like, you're just going to the end to kill the Ender Dragon, and there is some backstory in terms of, the dwarven, underground abandoned mine shafts, which is kind of cool, but I think having a better lore to link the game together together would make it kind of interesting. Maybe it might ruin the put your own story in Minecraft, but maybe it would make it way more interesting. It's one of those tricky ones, but it's one they have stated they want to put in the game. Next up is better autocomplete and also a GUI creation for the command block. So this is basically a way to make commands easier to do. Right now you need to know the command, type it in, and it did. Basically this would be to just make commands easier and it make command blocks easier. And once this is put on the PC version, it means command blocks can come to the Pocket Edition and the console version. Because right now, you know, typing out massive commands is just not really that feasible on either platform. So yeah, that'd be a pretty cool way around that. And then we have Reindeer. This one was suggested very, very recently. It was a Reddit thread when someone's like, ooh, Reindeer for Christmas. And he says, oh, there's still a possibility for 2015. So we could be seeing Reindeer this 2015 Christmas. Maybe it's just going to be a skin and a horse. Maybe it'll be its whole own mob. But I think Reindeer is something you can still keep your eyes out for. And portable light. This is one of the biggest ones. Dinnerbone did in fact say that he really wants to see this in the game. But right now it's just too taxing on the CPU. Because when you have a portable light, i.e. you hold a torch and it, you know, lights up where you go around, you know, that would be a big problem to actually like implement, because it means the light, which is a really complex part of the game, is always changing and they have to recalculate it every single second you change. So you'd probably have to, you know, make it, you'd have to make that, you know, only update every now and then and it'd look kind of weird. Or you could make it be like you turn on once and then that's cool and then it stays there for a few seconds. I'm not sure what the exact way would be, but I'd really love to have a torch you can hold in your hand, because it would just make getting around dark caves so much easier. Maybe that would be a bad thing, but they've said they want to do it as soon as, you know, the CPU requirements are there. It would be cool. And yeah, I would love to see portable light in Minecraft. So yeah, that is 20 future features coming to Minecraft. Again, we don't know exactly when. Some of these might be cancelled at some point, but this is kind of the idea of what the future of Minecraft looks like. I hope you did all enjoy the video. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.